So I have the iPad 11 Pro with 256 gigabytes and I actually made this Zanussi sticker, so cute. So I use a paper-like screen on it because I don't really like drawing in glass and this helps it make it feel like paper, kind of. I really like it a lot. So I know a lot of people use GoodNotes and Notability, but I use Procreate because even though it's mainly a drawing app, you can do very similar things in this app and I really love digital drawing as well. So it just made sense for me to get it, and I'm actually just going to be transferring my notebook onto digital. As for the screen size in Procreate, you have to click on the screen size when you're making a new canvas, because if you make it any bigger, then you're gonna see it cut off when you export it onto your photos, and that's not what you want. So just click on the screen size. So I have 3 different examples of backgrounds that I'm going to be showing you guys. The first one is just a clear background, the second is the grid, and then the third one is the dotted pages. So for the clear background, you actually don't need to do anything at all, but if you guys want, you guys can put it on the drawing guide, and what that helps me is that it makes my handwriting a lot neater because it has something to follow. And I do this around 50-51 px, but you can change the color as well, but it doesn't matter because when you export it, it's gonna be clear anyways. But just a tidbit that drawing guide does help my handwriting. The grid background, all you're gonna do is go to the texture and the grid. You're gonna go around 40 size brush, and if you do lift up the brush pen, it will not be in the same placement. So just do it all in one stroke and don't lift up your pencil whatsoever. If you want to change the color, it's really easy. All you have to do is just alpha lock that layer, and then you can just go ahead and click and drop the colors, and it's really easy to change this. So for the dotted background, it's really easy. All you have to do is just look up a dotted page PNG file, and what that means is that it has no background, so when you import it, it won't have any color whatsoever and it's just those dots. So all you're gonna do is just resize it to the canvas, and then once you're done choosing your background, you can just export it. And the grid one is actually my favorite. I really like having at least something in the background. I think the clear is just too boring. So for the title, you can have a lot of fun with this. I actually took these images from Pinterest, and I keep mine very simple because I only have one class to take notes with, but definitely go ahead and just look on Pinterest for inspiration as well. I like to use the brush pen size 12 because this mimics the act of calligraphy, and it will fade when you lift up the brush with less pressure. And I really like putting the title and the text and even the background on separate layers to keep it really organized, and I just like doing that a lot. Obviously you don't have to, but it's just one of the perks of using Procreate. So to write, I'm just going to be using the technical pen size 9 or 10, and what I'm actually doing is just copying my notes because these are my notes from Japanese year 1, but I got my iPad in the second semester, so I'm just going ahead and copying these. And I like to use stars to indicate important things, and for examples, I like to write numbers for circles because it just makes it a little bit more interesting. And with Procreate, it has the smart feature where if you hold it, it'll auto recognize a shape that you created, and it's pretty good for the most part. And you can also use a lasso tool to move things around. So if you want to change the color of the font, all you have to do is just put on a new layer, put on a clipping mask, and then choose whatever color you want. That's what I love about Procreate, is that it's so easy to change things around. I'm not sure you can do this in the 2 other apps, but that's what I love about Procreate. And so what I'm doing right here is actually just copying that title, and that comes in handy because I already wrote that on a separate layer, and I'm just gonna be going ahead and doing a double shadow kind of deal going on. So that's an option that you can do, and I like to just spice it up with adding a little bit cute doodles right here. And right here, these were the main points and main ideas of this chapter, and these were very important for me to do. And now you can also write diamonds just to add more variety. Here I'm just adding dashes just to make it a little bit more interesting, and then you can also highlighting the important things. What I also really like about the iPad is the split screen feature, and right here I'm just using Pinterest, and you can see that you can change the size. I'm just going to be downloading the image, and you can just easily add and insert the photo, and you can resize it to whatever size you need it to be, which is really great just to have. And you can do this with less trick notes as well, which is very important. And I'm just going to be spicing it up with the brush and doodling on it, and I'm just using the brush pen to color, which has that faded effect, so it's really nice. guys. And what's great is that you can easily re-edit your notes if you want to make them like look better or whatever. It's just great to be able to just go back and change your notes. So here's some examples of today's notes. So obviously they don't have to be super crazy aesthetic or have super nice handwriting. Of course, that's really nice, but as long as you retain the information, that's like the most important thing. Having an iPad has really helped me for my university studies. So if you guys want me to do a more in-depth video, I definitely will. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.